Line up your next job.
Yep.
Steal till you get fired.
There you go.
And then if you don't get fired fast enough, just ramp up the rate at which you steal stuff.
Don't do it. And I sold cars all summer between college and made like a little money poison forever. I made like $8,000 a week. You can get a job $1,200 a week chopping peppers right now. I'm gonna go take a job chopping peppers for $1,200 a week. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. You went to RISD.
I think something's wrong with your intellect right now.
My
Nick.
No, you went there. Hey, can you go to work? Hey, work for 5 hours. Trust me, it took me years to find these. You couldn't find it. You couldn't find it if you got lucky 10 times.
Can you list off all of the jobs you've worked at and tell us your overall experience at each one? I.e., did you enjoy the work you did? Did it feel fulfilling? Did your intellect grow from working at these jobs? I've been working as a chemist for a pharmaceutical company for about 2 months now. I work in an industrial plant that was built in the late 70s and hasn't been renovated. I find my intellect degrading, so I think his intellect is definitely degrading, and drying up from the mindless robot work they assign me, mixing, cooling, heating, monitoring chemicals. I hated college. It skewed the reality of the working world and my expectations of what the working world was, but at least the material I was being taught satiated my mind and expanded my capability to absorb, interpret, and understand complex math and abstract concepts within the context of chemistry, blah, blah, blah. How did you address this concern for the health of your intellect after you graduated from RISD and started working in industry? After you graduated from RISD, what were you thinking?
You were going to RISD.
Who, me?
You went to RISD.
I think something's wrong with your intellect right now.
My
Nick.
No, you went there.
Okay, what do you have to say to this young man who's...
Don't do it. No, I don't want to seem. Anybody who has used the word satiates is a lot smarter than I am. The question would be like, where are you? And like, if you're a chemist for a pharmaceutical company,
yeah, you
can get a job anywhere. You can get a job anywhere right now. You know how hard it is? The labor force is the worst it's ever been. You can get a job $1,200 a week chopping peppers right now. So I don't know what you make, but get another job.
You can make $1,200 a week chopping peppers?
I'm gonna go take a job chopping peppers for $1,200 a week. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I'm going to quit my job. I swear, I hate my job. I can't take it. I'm going to quit my job and go chop peppers because I like the shift change. I've never worked in a restaurant. Restaurants, you work different hours. Like, you can go in at like 6 a.m. and like leave at 2. You're like, I'm done. I chopped all the peppers. See you later, guys. Hey, Frank, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Like, I can't do that now. I have to like man a store. Like, yeah, your store hours are different. But just leave. I don't know. If I hate a job, I leave right away. If it's that bad. I've worked as a dishwasher for hours. I've worked as a...
You worked as a dishwasher?
I was a dishwasher in high school.
Damn.
For an hour.
Did what, for an hour?
I did it for an hour and I
worked at an aluminum place for an hour.
An aluminum?
And then I left, yeah.
Where was it?
It was in Stamford, Connecticut.
When?
But I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
I was probably like 23 or 24 or something.
Really?
I was like I just went out and did it for like one day. I was just like, I wonder what this is like.
Did you know me?
I might have, yeah.
Wow.
I honestly can't remember when it was. But I was just like, let me see what this is like. And then I was like, oh, it's
bad.
Never again.
Yeah, I worked construction for a week one time. And my dad told me to go work for this like Goomba friend of his. Good dude. But he was like, yeah, dude, you're a pretty hardworking kid. And I'd like shovel pipes and shit like that, excavation work, like pick up boards so they don't make. And then the end of the week, he's like, "Here you go, dude." And my check was like $12 an hour. My dad was like, "I got you a job, $20 an hour. Go ahead and start." And I'm like, "I'm not working for $12 an hour." And I was like, "Can you pay me 20?" He's like, "Nah, man, we don't pay guys that." I was like, "All right, no problem." I just left. And I went and sold cars when I was 18. And I sold cars all summer between college and made like a shitload of money, poison forever. I made like $8,000 a week. So then I went back to college with like 20 grand. I thought I was like a billionaire. And I was like a 60-year-old guy when I was like 18. I was like, hey, let me get you a drink there, Cap. Hop to it. I was an idiot. But that I didn't know how to manage money. But I don't know. Car business has always just been the fallback because I was good at it.
What other jobs have you had?
I was a host when I was 14.
For a restaurant?
For a restaurant. I was a host at a Mexican restaurant. On a chain, a busy Mexican restaurant chain. I loved it too. I was so good at it. How you doing, 2? All right, we got a 35-minute wait. What do you guys want to drink? I'm sure you want to drink. You're not supposed to serve liquor. I'm 14. It was awesome.
That's cool.
I drove there with this girl that I was dating who was 16 with a permit, and her mom let her drive with a permit. And I thought that was fucking insane because they were like God warriors. They were like sweet Jesus people that said grace before meals, but they let their daughter drive with a permit to like Smithfield from here. I was like, that's crazy. That was a good job.
You do anything else?
Landscaping. I was a landscaper for 5 years. I owned a small landscaping company. That was fun. I like that.
That's where we met.
Yeah, worked out there. That's where we met. Managing people sucked. Speaking Spanish.
You remember driving me around in the plow truck?
Yeah.
And you were like stressing out.
You're like, this sucks.
Your dad was going to get pissed off at you for the plow or something?
Yeah, for not plowing $7,000 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. And then I worked as a fire sprinkler estimator for 6 months. And then I got a DUI one night, and that was the end of that.
Nice.
I had my first man job where I was an estimator. My buddy liked me at a party. He was like, "You should come work for me. I'll give you $100,000 a year." I was like, "Okay, sold. I'm there on Monday." And I showed up. I was like, "Hey, you said $100,000 a year." He's like, "Well, no." And then he was like, "Oh, all right." And he started to pay me like that. I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
Damn.
I was like 18, 19. And then I quit. Then I got a DUI. So I was like, "Dude, I feel like a piece of shit. I can't take your nice job and have a DUI." And I went back to landscaping. Quit that. Then I started doing TV stuff. More car sales along the way. Opening the antique store, that's the worst. Dealing with the public's the worst.
What's your advice for anybody that wants to follow? Because there are a lot of people they look at your antique stuff and they start thinking maybe I could do something.
Pick a lane and then just go for it. Pick one thing to collect the shit out of it, learn about it, and then sell it. Learn your price points. Learn something you can find and you can speak on that you give a shit about. One thing that you like you're obviously good at your
big thing rugs.
Italian art glass, interiors, furnishings, objects, found good objects, not highfalutin art, but rugs, furniture.
Have you ever bought a storage unit, like a abandoned one?
No.
We should go do that.
I heard it's
how much are they? Are they mad expensive?
They're
now?
expensive,
Oh.
and it's oh, cool. Here you go, dude. Here's a U-Haul full of shit.
Yeah.
I've bought from guys who buy those. I've shown up at their storage unit, and it's been cool. But you better to deal with those guys and then go to their storage units and just buy their collected. Have a little list of shit and always be willing to look. I love looking at shit. I tell people just send me stuff, not real people, and don't ask me how. I don't give appraisals. People ask me that for appraisals all the time.
It's crazy in the antique stuff. It seems like there's a lot of people that want you to just work for free.
Can you give me the answer to my shit that I can't get an answer to because no one will tell me an answer? Hey, can you just tell me how much all this stuff is worth? Hey, can you go to work? Hey, work for 5 hours. Yeah, take 20 minutes per piece. Find me other names, price comp it, find it relatively in the market, and then shoot down my offer when I awkwardly, if it's 5,000, then you can give me 2,000. I want to die when I tell people that. So I just don't do it anymore because people are ruthless. They hear numbers, they just hear checks. What, you're going to give me money right now? Anybody. Dude, my mom has this thing. That's the worst. Oh, well, if yours is worth this, I have one that looks like that, so it's more. I guess it's not. Yours doesn't look like mine. Yours isn't the same, so don't even.
Different category.
It's not. Mine's old. Mine's the real one. Trust me, it took me years to find these. You couldn't find them. You couldn't find them if you got lucky 10 times. It's just ad aggravating. But if the dudes who want to do antiques, they should just sneakers are a real thing. Clothes, whatever they want. But there's just a lot of eyes on them. I like things that were once expensive. That's always good. That's a good things that a pipe. You like pipes? Okay. There's you got a Flavio Poli. DiMartino. Sangiovese.
Don Florian, which I think is a guy on eBay that makes that this is not like I was off center.
Yeah.
I don't think that's on purpose. I think that's a mistake.
Oops.
I think it's just some idiot.
Oops.
Makes these.
Don the Bonehead. He's like a bumbling idiot. Oh man, the hole's wrong. That's what his shop sounds like if you stand outside it. Oh shit, the stock up. Damn it, this rainbow wood stock, I just blew it. But that pipe's probably what, $1.25?
Probably, yeah.
You can find pipes, pipe lots at auctions. But you can just buy lots of them and then pick the good one. That's a fun way to do it. Pens. I like small things because big things get storage starts to become an issue.
Yeah.
Super small things. I don't like cards. I don't care about cards, Pokemon, all that bullshit. Quit your job. Get a better job.
Probably quit your job. Get a better job.
Yeah. Get a job while you have a job, though. Just interview like crazy. If you hate them as much as you can speak about it, you can interview just as angrily. And then stick it up their ass from miles away. Find out who their competitors are. If you chemical test, it's probably one of those awful buildings in the middle of nowhere with a 12-car parking lot outside with no descript non-signage with something Xvor Chem Lab, and you're probably working there and you're probably a pretty smart guy. You're smart enough to figure out who the competitors are, find the competitors, tell them you, and just jam it up their ass from 40 miles away. I go work for Anavar now. Face. I quit, dude. You guys are dicks. You suck to work for.
Try to steal supplies, too.
Yeah, and steal shit. Steal like a synergy.
Steal a Synergy.
So what's the machine I'm thinking of?
Beaker.
The collider?
Synergon?
You know what I'm talking about. The thing that spins the blood around.
Oh, the...
Centrifuge.
Yeah.
There we go.
Steal some Energon cubes.
Oh.
Just steal until you get fired. Line up your next job.
Yeah.
Steal till you get fired.
There you go.
And then if you don't get fired fast enough, just ramp up the rate at which you steal stuff.
How do you like that? It's some non-Kiplinger's advice.
Bada bing.